I want to know what made you fall in love with basketball and not art and volleyball, because I bet you was both great at both.
No, not art. Come on.
I know you can still draw.
No, I cannot. But the funny thing is, I just always kind of wanted to be a black sheep. Like, I just wanted to be different from my family. And I grew up with the Currys because my mom was roommates with Sonia Curry, my godmother. And so Stephen and Seth and Sidell are huge parts of my life. So, of course, I always grew up around basketball. And I was like, nah, I don't want to be like I want to be different. I want to be artistic. And then I was like, okay, maybe volleyball. But like, I only like went in for the first 3 rotations and I was subbed out because I can't pass for crap and I can't serve.
Right.
So I was like, okay, like that's boring. And then I started playing basketball because actually one of the first camps I went to was Del Curry's like boys camp.
There it is, the Currys.
I know, right? So they really, I mean, like I'm looking at my mom, I'm like, you started it for me. But it was really Sonia like forcing me to go. But I'm so competitive. I love like mixing it up. So just fell in love with basketball.
You know, we all know how, Steph, that relationship, how much he's been in your corner. And, you've been to Davidson's game while he was at Davidson.
Yeah. I was young. But
yeah. Oh, way back in the day. And in return, we seen, footage of him being at your games at Stanford. Have you had any conversations with him since being drafted and what to expect and, kind of helping you along the way with your early career?
Yeah, I think, oh gosh, we're both so busy. He's so busy, but he always takes the time to just like just set it straight. He's like, look, like it's going to be busy. Like people are going to take your time. Like that's the way it is. It's a business. But I think he's taught me to just bring the joy to everything, which I think we all know he just does a great job. Like you always see him smiling, like he's laughing, he's joking, like life's just a joy when you're around him. So I think I've really learned that like it's a job, yeah, but like it's a privilege to do this for a living. So just like bringing light to every space you're in. And I think, he's really taught me that, especially at the draft. Like they're pulling you. No one ever told me how exhausting the draft is.
Gosh.
I don't know if it's like that for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Gosh. I think the draft started at like 7:30 or something like that. And I don't think I left the building till like 1:30.
Because they take you on that media track after. Yeah.
You're doing media here, media there. Then you're staying behind, waiting till the draft finished.
Yeah.
Then you have to talk to the team. And it was, but literally, the draft was at 7:30. You got to be there early.
At like 5.
To get ready, yeah. And then I don't think I left till like 1:30.
It's exhausting. And then you go out after.
And then you go out.
And then you're out till 6 a.m. And then the next morning we had WNBA meetings.
Funny story. I felt so bad for my dad because that flying to New York was my dad's first flight ever. So he was already a little messed up from the flight. You know my dad.
He was probably, yeah.
And so he went out with me that night after I got drafted. So I'm in the club with my dad for the first time, experiencing that. We're getting drunk. And then he takes the flight with me to Indiana.
Okay.
And so this is like 6 a.m. And I'm like, there's no way I can go to a press conference right now.
No.
But that was like my first lesson of being a professional, just pulling that shit together and getting the job done. Yeah. I think I did a good job, but it was just a funny story to share that moment with my dad.
Especially your parents. Yeah, my mom went out with me and my godmother too, and it was funny. So
it was a time was had, Mom.
Tao. It was Tao. It was a normal like Tao experience. Is that what it's called? Tao? I don't even remember. So
have you and I know you're pretty competitive. Have you and Steph ever got to a 1-on-1, a little game of horse?
We've done like, gosh, I feel like we've played like more video games, like stupid. Like I feel like we really should. I don't even want to actually try and horse because I'm just gonna get mad.
Couple Mario Kart fades.
Yeah, no, but like if we shot, I would just give up. Like I'm competitive, but like with him, like I'm realistic. Like, he's gonna whip my ass.
Do you still play games?
I love it. Like video games are like fun. Like me and my teammates, like Ray Burrell.
I love this. Yeah. Like, what do you play?
I'm not good. Okay, I grew up playing Halo with my dad.
Classic.
Like, religiously.
Come on, Halo.
There you go.
And my brother. Yeah, the soundtrack.
Classic.
And then just like Mario Kart, all the stupid, like we got like a Switch. My first Final Four COVID year, they gave us like a Nintendo Switch. So I would be playing like, what's it called? Mama's Cooking or something. Just random stuff. Yep. But it's just like a fun way to pass time with like Ray. Like we're chartering now. Like our first charter flight was back from a preseason game in Edmonton, Canada. and we were playing 2K on the way back. And I actually think Ray was playing you, which is really fun. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome.
But to answer your question, we haven't really played one-on-one. So, because I'm afraid he's going to whip my ass.
What was he like as a kid?
Honestly, he's like very much the same as he is now. Like he's probably like one of the most consistent people I've ever known. Like just.
She was a kid. You just see the picture where you holding her when she's a kid, a baby, and she.
No, but like I
still,
remember, there's like this one story I remember, like it stands out so much. I was with Sadell in the pool in their North Carolina house, and like we were splashing water on him, and he like pretended to melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. Like he's just such like a theater. He's kind of like a theater kid, you know. Like you've been around him. Like he's very theatrical and silly. Like he just like. Is just always acting a fool and being silly. So he's just a joy. Like he's just always so fun to be around.
Get in on the playoff action and win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks as you and the world's best players take the game to a new level during basketball's postseason.
You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with basketball, hockey, and baseball entries today on PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds on PrizePicks.
Download the app today and use code PODCASTP for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Cha-ching!